Hello everybody, Gamer Penny here, bringing you another episode of our Lord of the Rings online Let's Play, and we are back with Baradbeam, and today we're going to start off the episode by following up on this Lore Master quest. So in the last episode, we got a letter from Dalton Willow, who's a Lore Master trainer, and told us that it's time for us to continue our studies. So we're going to go ahead and talk to him. Your legend grows.
What can I do for you?
It seems that you have reached another important milestone in your journey as a lore master, Baradbeam. You may have noticed that I have in my possession a number of books that may help you become a better lore master. Now that you are ready to read them, you should buy these books and learn what they have to teach you.
Greetings.
What books? Lore of the Blade. Legendary book describing the fictional account of an adventurous young lore master and her companions as they adventure across Middle-earth. The book automatically starts a class deed and will be consumed upon purchase. Alright, let's grab that. Let's grab some of these. Oh, he sells class of Leaf and Twig, a legendary book of lore describing the many flora of Middle-earth in such detail that it must have taken many lifetimes deep among the forest to collect it all. By that one. And the Book of Beasts, a legendary book of lore describing the relationships that may be forged between the beast of the wild and those wise enough to understand their tongues. Let's get that. And then I should honestly buy one of these. Pet morale, pet incoming damage, pet attack duration, pet damage. Lore Master of Lore power cost. Let's buy this and put that on, because that's a inventory thing. I can actually... Right? I can put that here. Yes. Yeah. It's a very low level one, but I believe we'll actually be able to make more of these. Such as when we get to level 40. Yeah, we'll make this one at level 40. Because it is a, that's one of the reasons we went Scholar. Okay, so let's take a look at those deeds that we got. Got a couple of them. Talk to Elrond at the last homely house in Rivendell. Alright, well, good thing. We're going to be going there anyway. Where's the other? Talk to Elrond. Okay. Talk to Gandalf in Rivendell. We can do all of those. And you know what I'm just realizing I should have done? Is set my milestone to Rivendell before I ran all the way back out here. So, we will be doing just two quick hops, puddle jump if you will, back over to Rivendell. Look at that guy up on the statue. So we gotta talk to Elrond, one talk to Gandalf, and we'll start getting, and I think what they lead to, did it say what they led to? Yeah, they lead to a class trait point. And I really thought one of them allowed you to offhand a sword. But we'll see. Alright,
what do you need?
I would like to go to... Gosh, look at all the places. I can't go straight to Rivendell, right? Level 40. Okay. Osgaruth. Just one puddle jump. And then we'll do another quick hop. And then we'll be sure to set Rivendell as our milestone when we are out there. I gotta pay attention to that. It's not like I'm on my hunter and I can just whoosh away wherever I want. It's almost like when you're playing a mage in World of Warcraft. You just portal everywhere. And then when the first time you play a non-mage, you're like, oh my god, I gotta travel. How do I get all these places? We could find a hunter to take us there, but it's just easier to do this. Alright, Elrond, and Gandalf. I'm gonna go actually out this way instead of up and around. Where's Gandalf? He's in, Gandalf's not in here, right? No. Gandalf's in the Last Homely House. Where? I think he's... Do I remember where he is? Do I remember how to get over there? My god. I can't for the life of me remember where Gandalf... Is he with, Bilbo? In the Hall of Fire? Why am I turned around right now? Where's the Last Homely House? Right there. Okay, we're good. Keep wanting to run into the river. It's because I went a different way than... I'm used to going to the guest house up and around. What is that? What is that? What mount is that? Is that a boar? Oh, where do you get that? Where do you get a boar mount? Is that in the store? Like a wildebeest. Alright, I'm gonna check the Hall of Fire first. I only knew about deer, horses, obviously, and goats. I did not know that there was a boar. No, Gandalf is not here. Is he with Frodo over here in Bilbo's room? Frontier. Oh, he is. Okay, I knew he was with one of the hobbits.
Why do you disturb me?
Oh my gosh, it's like collecting Nessingwary pages. But they don't fill up your inventory, which is how it should be. Okay. Ah, Baradbeam, is it? I do hope this is important. I'm rather busy right now. What is that you have there? Where did you get that book? Ah, just as I'd hoped. I'd seen the last of these, and yet here is another copy to haunt me to my dying day. Well, what is done is done. Yes, well, no point denying it. I wrote that book some many years ago, as I recall. It was for some lord or other who had done me a great service. He was a doting parent, and his children so enjoyed my tales when I dropped by to visit that he begged me to write a few of them down so he could read to them when I wasn't about. I foolishly agreed to his request, and the next thing I know, the cursed fool had gone and had his scribes turn out copies for the entire nobility of the realm. I've never read this before. It's funny. I was the laughingstock of the White Council for a decade at least. Finally, with the passage of time, the book faded into obscurity, and I foolishly believed that was the last of it. Now you have the gall to come here and suggest to me that the book might contain knowledge of worth to the lore masters of Eriador? Bah. Some days I wonder if the lot of you combined have the sense of a stone-headed dwarf. As for the missing pages, if you are so keen to know how the story ends... Excuse me. Then I suggest you go find them yourself. You will get no help from me, I assure you, and I'll be off. Whew. I had a little throat problem going on. Sorry. Let me take a drink real quick. Apologize for that. Alright, let's go in here. We gotta talk to Elrond for 2 more of those books. And then for the main story quest. Of leaf and twig.
Hope is not in vain.
Ah, Baradbeam, that is quite a rare find you have there. Never has there been a tome containing such complete knowledge of tree and forest, nor will there be again. For as you may have already guessed, it was written by the Ents themselves. Really? Or more correctly, by the Ent wives, who were like to use the letters of the free peoples when they need struck them, which the Ents rarely do. There are few copies extant, for even the most patient of elven scribes would be sorely tested by the patience required to transcribe the vast tract in full, while the scholars of men might well see the end of their short lives before they completed the task. Unfortunately for you, my friend, the Master of the White Council long ago decreed that certain elements of this text were a potential threat should they fall into the hands of the enemy, and so some key pages were taken from each copy. Alas, as I am the Master of the White Council, I will not divulge the location of the pages. Elrond is the Master of the White Council? Did I know that? Book of the Beast.
Dark days are coming.
Greetings, Baradbeam. What can I help you with this day? The Book of Beasts, is it? It has been some time since I have held a copy of this tome, and I had not thought to see another in this time remaining to me before I pass into the West. Though I do know the answer, I am afraid I cannot reveal to you the author of this book, as I must presume that he has chosen to remain anonymous for good reason, and I would not betray that faith without compelling need. As to the gibberish found in some of these passages, I can only imagine that the scribe who created this copy was not entirely in his right mind, as you yourself already doubtless suspected. I can find no meaning whatsoever in those passages, neither code nor riddle nor inspired prophecy. Regardless, the book has considerable value to a lore master such as yourself, and there's no reason for you to abandon the search for knowledge due to such a modest inconvenience. I have little doubt that you will in time be able to uncover these missing texts in other copies or pages of this book, though I am afraid I cannot tell you where to begin your search. So we get the pages just by going out and killing things, by the way. Did we do this?
Hope is not in vain.
Oh, nope, don't want. We did that one, and I do not want to go there.
Hope is not in vain.
Alright, the path you took to my doorstep has been perilous, Baradbeam, and its dangers all too common in these dark days. If you will consent to lend us your aid, it will not be the least of your challenges. Alright, this is the book quest.
A strange fate brings you hither.
Welcome to Imladris, Baradbeam. It is good that you have come. Rest well, but not too deeply or too long. We have need of adventuring folk, for there is evil beyond the veil. Not more than 2 months ago, a hobbit by the name of Frodo Baggins and his companions were pursued to the ford of Brunion by servants of the enemy. I speak of the Nine, the Nazgul, fell creatures in service of Sauron, and though the Brunion fell upon them at my command, we have found the steeds of only 8. One of the riders is unaccounted for. My son set forth with scouts bound to them by friendship to seek this missing rider. I ask that you speak with Eladon at their camp of Thornhad, among the Brunian gorges, and lend your aid to the search. We must learn where this Nazgul has gone, and most importantly, his designs. Okay.
Dark days.
Oh, this is something
coming.
we're turning in. Okay. I'm not gonna pick this up yet. Am I?
Dark
Nope,
days are
I'm
coming.
not. Alright. I know, dark days, dark days. Alright, so let's do this first. We gotta go out and find Eladon, which is one of Elrond's sons. They are twins. And they are the best friends of Aragorn. Raised together. Well, not raised together. Eladon and Elro here are much older. But they were young enough when Aragorn was young. So they're like brothers, basically. Oh, gotta open the door. Alright, let's head out to Thornhad. I wonder, since I picked up the... When we ran out here, I picked up the fast travel. Oh, milestone. Okay, it's down here. If we could just take the horse, so I'm gonna try that before we ride all the way out there, because it is a bit of a ride. It's still like one zone, but it's huge. This zone is very massive. Alright, set our milestone to this one. We don't need a Steldin anymore, although Steldin's a good hub, but so is Rivendell, so let's go up to the horse. I would like to live in Rivendell. Think of all the places in Middle-earth where it would be cool to live. Rivendell would be definitely top there. Maybe, maybe Lothlorien too, but I don't know if I'd fit in. I'm more redneck than like beautiful lawn elf thing. I probably fit in Bree. that's more my speed here. All right, we want to go to Thornhad. Good. Swift travel out there. Okay. All right. Sorry, I just took a took another drink here. Okay. Here's Eladon and his brother Elrohir.
What can I do for you?
My father has sent you to aid us. It is good that you have come, for we have made an unsettling discovery. It seems likely the missing rider is still somewhere within the wilderness of the Trollshaws. Uh-oh.
Stay a moment.
Shortly after Frodo Baggins and his company came to Rivendell, my father sent us to search for signs of the Nazgul, the 9 riders of the enemy. We found the bodies of 8 horses downstream, but of the last there was no sign. We searched further, but still found nothing. We traveled a far afield into the lands to the south, and still found no sign of the fleeing rider. Only on our return journey did we find something. Hoof prints in the South Trollshaws, far south of the road. There are many narrow valleys in that region. The Nazgul might lie there, sheltered from prying eyes, waiting for his time to strike. Journey far south of the road in the South Trollshaws, Baradbeam, and seek out the missing rider. The ruins within those narrow channels have a fell reputation. Minas Agor, that place was called of old, and the Nazgul may have sought it out for that reason. Right. Will we get something cool? A lot of good armor, but less will and less vitality. And evade. Let's see, maybe. Okay. Let's head out there. We want to go down here. Oh, can I go to Baratheon's camp from here and then make my way?
What can I do for you?
I'm just lazy now. It wasn't that far, but... Okay. That is okay. Alright, dismount. I don't want to go all the way up there. We're gonna have to roll down anyway. And I'll even wait to summon the pet, because once we summon them... we're gonna get a buff. That buff again, the... What is it called? I forget what the name of that buff is. It's the one you go in that's meant to be a group quest, but that buffs you up so you can solo it. We're gonna get that on this quest. Alright, I think we want to go here. Yeah, through here. Okay. We've got to be careful on this one unless they fixed it, because I remember there are places where the buff randomly wears off. Like you have it and then you don't in the middle of the zone. And it gets a little weird that way. Okay. Draw upon our... Excuse you. Excuse you. Megley? I need help here. I don't want this quest. Decline right now. Okay. Use this. We're gonna have to dismiss you and bring you back out, Megs. Alright. And Megley... See? Gonna be a problem. Megley should have... Nope. Am I doing it wrong? You should be buffed because I'm buffed, right? Huh. What if I brought out, Nope. Anna. Evar? Nope. Alright, well, if that's the case, we'll bring out Anna and we will, we'll switch to redline for this. We'll go ahead and this one. Okay, we're gonna redline it through here. Alright, Anna. Get this stuff out of here. What is all this? Why'd we copy this thing over here? Alright. Because our pet would just die so fast if we didn't do that. I'm gonna try to get as many trolls as possible because I think there's actually a deed to kill trolls out here. So even though we don't have to kill all these trolls, yeah. I'm gonna do it while we have the buff, you know. Okay. Bumper down. It's really weird that it didn't apply because I that's what I thought was happening while we were doing the book quest in Weathertop. And then I was like, and then we figured it out for Ivar. I thought I was just being dumb, but now I can't get it to go again. Maybe we had to have them out when we took our buff? I don't know. It's really weird. It's such a strange thing. But oh well, who knows? Enmity of the Hillmen. We are gonna want to go in here. Look, there's the horse. The Nazgul's horse. Okay, get you. Well, you know what I should be doing is win lore, because we need to get that deed done. So yeah, if you know how that's supposed to work with your pets, maybe you other lore masters or even if captains might have that problem, let me know what the correct way to do it is. I must have messed up something with this. Because it wouldn't make sense to give me the buff and not my companion when I'm the one being... Like, especially with, I guess, with blue line. Maybe they don't want you to be blue line when you come down here. What are these? Level 75s, huh? Okay. We're not gonna get close to those. Flies buzz about the corpse of a black horse. Why are there level 75 Cargul down here? Collected the bridle. Bring bridle of the black steed to Eladon. Okay, I'm gonna kill just a couple more trolls out here. And we're gonna, oh god, don't come close, because you will one-shot us, even with our buff, I think. Alright. Let's head out of here then. We'll jump on our horse and head out. At least Anna got some game time and we switched over to redline. We could probably go back to, blue line. If it's like a kill quest that doesn't need the buff, but... Huh. I don't know. I thought I had it figured out. I guess not. Alright, Eladon. I mean, gosh. We could just run up there, but I am so lazy. We'll go get the fast travel back over there. We found the Nazgul's horse. Didn't quite find the Nazgul. I don't think those level 75 Kargul are meant to be part of the story quest. I think those might be potentially roving threats? I don't know. It's weird that level 75s were there. Did I pass it? No, it's right up here. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. And
What
from
can I do for
here, we go
Megovanen.
to Thornhad. Oh, that's a pretty horse. That's like the horse from Anuminas. Wardens of Anuminas. Reputation. Alright, Eladon. Found some stuff.
How can I be of service?
Your tale begins to fill in this puzzle for me, Baradbeam, and I think I now see what has happened. Caught between the remainder of Frodo's company and the raging of the Brunian, the 9 were forced into the torrent, but one escaped in the chaos. Near death, his steed bore him through hidden channels into some place where, nearly formless, he gathered his strength. His horse he abandoned, and he vanished into the wild. Without his cloak, he would be all but invisible to us, a malice on the wind. If he takes it onto himself again, it is only to give shape to his strength. It means he has survived the ordeal unharmed and will surely strike at us again. We are running out of time, Baradbeam. Do I want to put these pants on? Here's an important question. What do they look like? I can't see. Gain a lot of armor, but I don't like losing that much vitality or even will there. In combat morale regen is nice. I'm not gonna take them. I'm gonna take the this so we can sell it.
Will you lend me your ear?
We know more than we did, Baradbeam, but we do not yet know what we must. For the safety of all those who live our journey in this region. God, why am I having trouble today? The whereabouts of the missing Nazgul. His steed was our greatest ally in the search, for while he could remove his cloak and remain nearly unseen, his horse was a mortal creature, and its physical trail could be followed. With the creature now dead, either from exhaustion or at his master's hand, our ability to track the Nazgul is lessened. Lessened, but not gone, perhaps. I would ask you to return to Imladris and to consult with Lord Glorfindel, for he is accounted very wise and may have some stratagem we have not yet tested. He keeps close counsel with my father and with Mithrandir, and often contemplates near the falling water by my father's house. He may be able to help us find this missing Nazgul. For those of you who don't know, Mithrandir is another name for Gandalf. What the elves call him.
How can I be of service?
Rivendell. Thank you. Alright, let's go find Glorfindel. And in the books, not the movies. So if you're familiar with the movies, when Frodo gets stabbed and he comes to Rivendell, or comes to get healed from Rivendell, the very first person they find is Arwen, and she brings him across the river and summons those like horse things through the water. So that actually happened in the book, but it wasn't Arwen who came, it was Glorfindel. So there's that. Glorfindel did all of that stuff, but he was not in the movies. And Glorfindel's story is actually really cool. And if they do old, like Lord of the Rings, like before the Third Age type stories in the next Lord of the Rings MMO that Amazon's putting together, I really hope that Glorfindel's in those, because he's known as the Balrog Slayer, and so he has slayed Balrogs, and he actually died from slaying Balrogs and has been resurrected. So he's a really cool character, and it's a shame that they couldn't fit him into the movies. I understand why, because it's kind of complex to give him all that backstory and whatever. But I actually really like him as a character, so. Alright.
How can I be of service?
You are welcome to Imladris, Baradbeam. These are times of trouble, but for now, at least, the curtain of shadow is held back and we meet in peace. You bring grievous tidings from Eladon, but they are not entirely unlooked for. I feared that not all of the Nazgul were claimed by the Brunian. The stray servant of the enemy will leave a mark on the wilderness. He may have already done so, and we can use it to track him. I give you my barrel, and ask you to hold aloft at the fort of Brunian. Return to me once you have done so, and we will speak further. Use Glorfindel's barrel at the fort of the Brunian. And I think for this one, it's probably better to just... no. We'll take the fast travel to Thornhad again, and then go to the Brunian from there, because what you can't see on this map of the Trollshaws is this is a huge mountain. And I always have trouble getting down it. I either fall to my death or just get frustrated and try to mountain climb, and then it takes more time than what just following the path would have been. Because the path is like really windy and twisty, and I hate it. It's the worst part of the Trollshaws is going up that path. When my family was here, my nephew wanted to watch the Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy, not The Hobbit. I'm not a fan of the Hobbit movies. I love the Hobbit story. The movies, I think, were Hollywooded a little, I guess. I mean, they introduced a romance in there that I just thought was needless and kind of ruined the movie for me a little bit. Like, I absolutely hated that storyline. But the original trilogy is one of my favorite, and they wanted to watch it, and I asked them, okay, do you want a 9-hour viewing or a 12-hour viewing? And they didn't understand, and I had to explain, you know, there's the original cut, and then there's the director's extended cut, and each of the movies are 4 hours, and they thought it was a 4-hour, like, oh, in 4 hours we can watch all three. I said, no. No. That's not how Lord of the Rings, the movies work. 4 hours is just one. With the extended cut. I actually really like the extended cut. Some of the, like, funner scenes, I think, are in the extended cut. And the ones that explain a little more, or give people a little more character, like, like, I really love Legolas, and I really love Gimli, and I love their, like, friendship that they found. I think it plays a huge part in the books, too, afterwards. Like, after the whole thing, because they go off exploring together. But, I thought, because the movies are so compound, without the extended cut, we miss out on some of that a little bit. So I like some of those scenes in the extended cuts where, like, they have a drinking game in one of them. Like, it's really cool. And we didn't end up watching them because no one wanted to do a 12-hour movie marathon. I would have, but we thought maybe on Christmas, maybe we'd do that, or a monster movie marathon instead of Christmas movies. I tend to... I have very few Christmas movies that I enjoy watching. I love White Christmas. That's one of my favorite ones. A Christmas Story, regardless of how out of date and unkosher, I guess it is now. I still love that movie. And that's about it for Christmas movies, unless you count Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie. Are we getting there? Yeah, we're getting to the right place. So we thought maybe we'd do like a different Christmas type movie stuff. Oh, and A Muppet's Christmas Carol. I love that one for some reason. So the scene, this is gonna date me a lot, but with the scene where Gonzo and Rizzo are like fighting, and all of a sudden Rizzo goes quiet and just kisses him on the nose. I loved that scene so much. I thought it was so funny. Alright. The Nazgul were denied passage across the Brunian at this crossing. So I'm going to use the barrel. You hold the barrel of Glorfindel aloft, and it glows with a pale light. Bring Glorfindel's barrel to the Lord Glorfindel. Alright, this is the mountain that I didn't want to climb down, but I will climb up it. So you can see just how twisty-turny and ridiculous this is. Bum 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 bum. There's stuff that wants to kill us along the way. Flies. And if you could take a wrong turn, you get into like an elite area. Did I pull something? It shows we're in combat. Wow. Did I ever switch back to blue line? I don't think I did. That's okay, we're not really fighting anything. Big old bear. Alright, back up this way. They're just camping over there. Are they RPing? No, they're just supplying. I was hoping I found some RPers. Was that a quest back there, actually? It was. Canadal. What did I pull now? That fly? I didn't think they aggroed to you right away, but maybe I stood by him too close or too long when I backed up to look at the quest. Is that a boar? Oh, now we got boars up here. There's a campfire and mustering horn there. And am I still on the right path? Yeah. Oh. Alright, there's a badger. That's cool. It's cool to, like, think if you were actually traveling down here, you'd be like, oh, this is just a forest. No real, like, nothing down here, nothing in here. But you're really, like, traveling into, like, this gully, this giant valley. Where that's the, mountains up there. Is that Lone? Misty Mountains. Misty Mountains up there. What just happened? Completed. Road to Rivendell. Oh. Okay. Yeah, Misty Mountains up there, and then, you're like, oh wow, in this valley there's this huge, like, elven city. Like, it's just kind of cool to think about, man, if I were actually on a horse running this way, it'd be really cool. And this looks really, like this view of Rivendell. So I went to Switzerland once. This is it. I went to Wengen, Switzerland. It's W-E-N-G-E-N. Look up pictures. Look up pictures of Wengen, Switzerland, and tell me that this is not the view from Wengen. Waterfalls and everything. So we stayed at a hotel, and there was like a valley, and there were houses down in the valley, and there was a big monastery up on the hill with waterfalls falling down. Like, this is it. I'm telling you, compare the two. And it may just be, you know, I'm an American. It may just be that we don't have that kind of view where I live. So I live where it's very flat. Very few mountains unless you go a little bit north. And even then, our mountains are like hills compared to some of these really cool mountains. But man, I just find this to be beautiful, and I went the wrong way. I always do that. Switzerland was absolutely beautiful to me, especially the view from Wengen. Like this right here. Imagine waking up and having this outside of your hotel. Just... like, this is your view outside your hotel. How beautiful would that be? There's a monastery up here, and then up here on this mountain in Wengen, there was a observatory. So big old weather observatory with a telescope. It was absolutely gorgeous. And if you ever get a chance to go to Switzerland, I would absolutely recommend going to Wengen. You have to take a train to get up the mountain to get there, but... or at least we did. It was just one of those extremely beautiful places where, when I think about relaxing and quiet and just peace, I think of there. It was very nice. Alright, let's return to Glorfindel. Give him his barrel back. And we'll see what he gives us to do next.
What do you need?
You have returned, Baradbeam. Did you notice any change in the barrel I gave you when you arrived at the ford? The barrel began to glow. That is what I expected. I am glad it was so, for it shall be our means of locating the Nazgul that remains hidden within the wilderness. The 9, servants of the enemy, and shadows beneath his greater shadow, are creatures of such evil that the land cannot bear their presence. This barrel will glow in places where they have been. It will allow us to follow the missing rider's trail.
Stay a moment.
I do not often travel into the wild, though I will do so when the need is great, as the ranger Aragorn or his small friend Frodo Baggins could tell you. The sons of Elrond are better suited for directing your search for the missing Nazgul. I leave my barrel in your care for the time being, and ask you to return with it to Eladon at his camp of Thornhad. He will know where you should bring it to follow the traces of the Nazgul. Go with speed and with clarity of vision. The barrel will help you to find this stray servant of the enemy, but what will you do when you find him, I wonder? We're gonna wreck him up, man. Alright, so, what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. And when we come back, I'll be in Thornhad, and we'll talk to Eladon. And I think there's a quest where we have to go use this barrel somewhere. And after that, there's a really cool, like, dungeon-y quest. So we will do that in the next episode. So, guys, I'm trying to get a good shot here, so excuse me for a second. Ooh, that's a good shot, but I want to get Glorfindel in here, right? I'll play around with it. Here, we'll do this over the shoulder. So guys, I want to thank you so much for all of your support on this series. If you do want to see more of the Lord of the Rings Let's Play, make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye-bye everyone.